Hey guys, I'm Ethan from Candyland and the Sweet Shop, and we're talking to the legendary Big Chocolate today. What's up, Cameron?
Yes. This sounds like a good place for Big Chocolate. It's like Candyland and Sweet Shop and chocolate. It's like it all goes together. It all goes together so nicely.
Awesome, man. How'd you sleep last night?
I slept bad. Last night I went to see Snow White with a decently sized group of people, like 7. And it was really bad, and it kept drawing on. So me and another friend, like an hour into it, and keep in mind, like an hour into it is like nothing was still happening. Like everything was just drawing on. So like an hour into it, we're like giggling our heads off because it's so bad, and we just leave. And we went to a bar, and I got ice cream and chicken tenders from the kids' meal and a margarita, and then I went home and couldn't fall asleep till 5:30 in the morning. I was sending you a picture of me holding a dog last night. I remember that.
Susan?
That wasn't Susan. That just looked like Susan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was like, if Susan was cute and a French bulldog and not a zombie rat.
Oh, goodness. All right, so really quick for the viewers who don't know a lot about you, why don't you summarize your career in like 30 seconds?
I'm an idiot. I make music. I make lots of videos, and I put them on the internet every day. I just moved to Seattle. I have red hair. I'm 21. I like drum and bass, new metal, and Sting from the Police.
Oh my gosh, Sting is a really talented guy. Why don't we talk a little bit about your production really fast?
All right.
How do you approach making a song? Like, what do you
How do I go about it?
Yeah.
I don't know. They all kind of come together a little differently, as you know, and anyone else who makes music. I usually get inspired by something. Like it's usually a different style too. Like a lot of times I'll get inspired by like something I'll hear in metal or something I'll hear in hip hop, and then I won't try and make a song, but I'm more along the lines of just like screw around with that idea, and then if it flows well, like if I get a good flow going, then I'll turn it into a song.
Yeah.
Usually start around with percussion a lot. Lately though, I've been playing a lot of guitar, so I'll like start out making like rock songs and then go from there.
Nice.
I don't know. It all comes together a little differently. I like the rock attempt because I feel like it gives it a little swing, because I feel like a lot of people aren't really pushing like rock real well. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Like the rock vibes there, but not the rock elements. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And Candyland, me and Josie are actually going to collab with Big Chocolate, hopefully, on a rock and Moobaton track. So really stoked.
Yeah, actually, I did it last night, right before I went to see Snow White. I'm not kidding. I was working on it, and then I bounced it out to audio, and I was like, stoked. I didn't stem it out, but I like bounced out the track so I could send it to you.
Yeah.
And I went to Skype, and you were offline, and I was like, damn it. I went to see Snow White.
Oh, man. My
I mean,
computer.
because my roommate was like, we got to go. I was like, 1 minute.
Oh, my gosh. All right, so you make some pretty crazy bass sounds. What do you do when you do that? What do you use?
Well, it's all with sampling. None of my bass is ever like in a VST MIDI anymore.
Yeah.
It's got out that way. All my samples come from either like the Virus TI synth, which is really cool. It's like a hardware tabletop synth, and you have to like actually record it to make it make sounds, which I think is fun, and I think it adds like a new level of experimenting.
Oh yeah.
And then I use the Albino 3 a lot, which I feel like no one uses. And I went to the website the other day, like a few weeks ago, and I don't think they sell it anymore. But you can probably get on the internet. I know I got it for free. It's like the one software that I just like took from the internet.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, I don't know why, but I'm like kind of big on buying a software just because I feel like my computer won't die if I buy it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I use the Albino 3 a lot, and then I sample out from it. And then I put it in samplers. I'll do a lot of pitching and formatting in like Melodyne.
Yeah.
Which everyone uses for like vocals, but I use it for bass because I'm an idiot.
That's crazy. I didn't even think of that.
I know no one ever does, but it's what I realize is like it only works with some samples. Like sometimes I'll like make something cool and I'll put it in a Melodine and it'll like make it sound terrible. Like it won't work. I don't know how to describe it. It's like sometimes you'll get lucky if you can play well in Melodine. And then I'll sample out and then I'll just keep the sampling and processing until I eventually screwed it up so bad that I just turn off my computer and walk away.
That's crazy. Yeah, I think that is what makes your music unique too. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that sounds similar, and yours definitely is set apart. Is there anything else about your production that you want people to know?
I like using like live sounding drums a lot. Like not really like I don't like going to a studio and track them, but there's a company called TuneTrack that makes a program called Superior 2.0, which is like it's like a drum sampler when you look at it, but when you really get into the program, it's more like you're using a studio because you can control like every aspect of like how the drums are hit to where like how like what microphone picks up what drums and stuff like that. So it gets really complicated and deep, but that's my favorite thing in the world. I use it for pretty much everything now. I'm pretty much 100% Superior at this point. There's some tracks on my new album that's coming out that like it's all Superior. There's no samples at all. It's just all MIDI Superior. Yeah, I'm surprised like everyone in the rock world and metal world uses Superior for all the drums. Like it's like the go-to thing. Like it's like secondhand. Like I don't know. It's like Vengeance samples for the rock world. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, oh, what'd you use for drums? Vengeance. It's like, oh, what'd you use for drums? Superior. But Noisia has been using Superior 2.0 for like the last, I think like year or 2 years or something.
Really?
Yeah. Like if you listen to like their new EP, it's like they just went all out on it. Like the percussion on it is so nuts. It all sounds like real acoustic sounding. I don't know. They've always been really good at keeping it like really dynamic. Like everything is like doesn't sound squashed, but it is. I don't know how they do it. I don't know.
It blows my mind.
Yeah, Noisia is like my only real huge dominant electronic inspiration. You know what I mean? I get a lot of inspiration from like other stuff, but like when it comes to like electronic music, it's like 99% of the stuff I try and do is because Noisia does it.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, well, what producer would you like to collab on a track with and why? Would you say Noisia? I mean, like, realistically, who do you think you would want to collab with?
I think someone more along the lines of, like, I don't know, like Moby, I think would be cool.
That'd be sweet.
Something a little different, you know what I mean? There's this guy I used to like a lot in high school that I got recently into because of Spotify. I got Spotify like a week ago, and I've just been like, it's been like throwback. Like the last 2 weeks, I've just been listening to like stuff I used to love in high school. Moby was one of those people. But there's this Japanese guy named Cornelius. He's like real experimental. He makes like really weird music. It's like real melodic. It's like it's very based on like he just goes like all out with like delays and stuff. Like he'll hit like a note and just like we'll just delay through like the whole song. I think working with something like him would be awesome. I don't think he's doing much anymore though. He hasn't like had an album out for the last 3 years.
Wow.
So yeah, I think someone like definitely if I had to like pick anyone in the world, it'd be someone from like a little bit different genre.
Yeah. And I'm just running through these fan questions really quick. Will Disfiguring the Goddess ever remix Big Chocolate tunes instead of metal tunes reworked into EDM?
Yes, I was actually thinking about doing that the other day. Or actually not the other day, like a few months ago. I was listening to my friend's EP, Nerd Rage and Sluggo had like some like, I can't remember what the hell it was called. It was like, I want to say it was like something with Epic in it, or Elbows of Fury. I don't know. I can't remember which one it exactly was. But they had like just a song that was like real groove based off like one sound, and I was like, I could totally picture that because that's what everyone says when they listen to like, I don't know, like dubstep the first time when they're like come from the heavy scenes, like oh it's just like breakdowns, and I was like, I could totally just remake that whole song and just with all metal instruments, and it'd be cool. I thought about it. I haven't done it yet or made plans to do it, but I don't know. I definitely think it would. I think it would sound better that way than the other way, to be honest. Like, I think metal songs being worked into EDM is really cool, but I think it would be cooler if we worked an EDM song into metal. Like, someone did it with a Skrillex song. there was like some band
Yeah.
who did it, and like the band's like actually like real legit. I think they're like Swedish or something.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I think that's a great example.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, definitely. Don't you have an album coming out soon?
Yeah, it was gonna be an EP, and then I just realized that I had 9 songs, and I was like, oh, that's an album.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I've worked
Wow.
on it for a long time just because I was having issues like trying to get a sound I liked.
Yeah.
Everything I was making wasn't like what I wanted to make, and then I started just not caring at all.
Yeah.
And it's just like I don't care about anything. I don't care about that. I don't care about this. I just want to make it all in triplets. I want to make it all in a tempo that no DJ is gonna want to spin. But I'm happy with that. So that's what I'm doing. And I got that mindset, and I cranked out a whole album.
That's crazy. I can't wait to hear it. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's gonna be stitching.
So do you have a release date on that yet?
No, I'm hoping like in the next month or so. It doesn't really. I don't know. Like once it's done, I'm waiting on a verse right now from a rapper, and then goes into mastering, which shouldn't take long. I've been using this mastering company that like turns it around pretty quickly. Can't remember the name of it though, so I can't do like a cool shout out. But then I think I'm gonna do like a limited physical, like maybe 1,000 or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Nothing crazy, just like something kind of like cool for like the diehard kids or my mom to have.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
definitely. Yeah, that's awesome. Sweet. So let's end by I don't know, just asking you for any advice for any aspiring producers and people who just love metal and EDM are kind of in that scene.
I don't know. I guess you shouldn't care. You should just do whatever you want. So like whenever I like latch on to that, I always do well. And whenever I forget that not caring is the best thing in the world, I start to like struggle with what I want to do.
Yeah.
But eventually, I feel like I do everything better when I just don't care.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you for taking the time to talk to us, and you're our very first interview. That's pretty exciting.
Yeah, actually, I'm pretty excited that we shop to my bookmarks and follow up once a week and read all the headlines.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, sweet. Well, I'll look forward to you sending that rock song later on.
Yeah, just go on Skype for like a few hours.
Okay, sweet. All right, dude. Well, have a good day and get some sleep if you can.
Yeah, maybe in like 3 years I'll fall asleep.